how are you starting to get along with him, the offensive coordinator, and how are you starting to be more comfortable in this scheme?
Yeah, it's a completely different story from last year. At this time, I think I had just kind of been, named the starter, and now I got a year under my belt. I think the biggest difference this year from last year is learning what to do versus how to do it. Last year we were running around, chicken with our heads cut off, didn't know what to do, but now we're kind of perfecting how to do it. A year's worth of film with the receivers, obviously a bunch of returners coming back. We're starting to click on all cylinders, so it's great to be able to go through the same offense with the same coaches and same players.
You lost one of your main weapons, but kind of talk about that wide receiver room and your connection with the other wide receivers, and how has the offseason kind of changed after the injury?
Yeah, so everybody's become very serious about football. Obviously, we got a tougher schedule this year, so we understand what's at stake. Obviously, Jordan Moore, a guy that at this time last year had just started running routes. He just switched to receiver. Now, he worked on his routes and releases all summer long and all winter long. So he's looking great out there. Jalen Calhoun, Mir Hagens, all these guys are just having phenomenal strides this offseason. I know exactly where they're going to be, exactly what routes they like and what coverages they like him against. So, we're really starting to click.
Who among the young receivers has kind of shown you something, especially since Eli?
Yeah, a lot of guys. A lot of guys have been stepping up. Mekhi Wall, Los, Apollos Cook, Spencer Jones, Quayshawn Brown. There's a lot of guys that are really starting to step up in this offense. So they're going to have to play this year. We're going to have subs, and they're going to make some plays because they're already starting to showcase that out on the practice field.
Is it really, are we able to understand how difficult the transition was for Jordan to go from playing quarterback?
Yeah, I could not imagine that. I mean, I would be terrible. I just could not imagine somebody going from quarterback to receiver and having the season that he did. I mean, I don't know how many yards he had, but there was one game against Pitt. I just kept throwing him the ball. He kept making plays. That's just the type of guy he is. If we needed somebody to go out there, and play cornerback tomorrow, he'd be the first choice. If we needed somebody to go out there and play safety tomorrow, he would be my first choice, that I put out there. He's just that type of athlete, and, we all just trust him.
What do you think is stopping you from being considered as the most talented quarterback in the ACC?
It's a great question. Wins. I think if we can win football games this year and we can, beat some of the people that we're going to play against, I think that's what is going to level my, persona, however people view me, kind of just based off wins. Obviously, last year, the year before, I was ranked the worst ACC quarterback. Last year, we get some wins, and now I'm at the top of these lists. How do I, reach the top? I just win football games. I think, I'm going to gain a lot of respect if I can get some dubs this year.
And how has your talent grown, though? You know what I mean? From 2 years ago to where it is today now, because you're just as much a dual threat quarterback as anyone else in the country.
Yeah, I think I just become comfortable in the offense. I've been very confident, and all the intangibles are starting to kick in. So being a younger guy on this team, I don't think I was as confident in the locker room and leading the guys. Now when I step on this field, I got the keys to the car. Coach Johnson and I talk about that all the time. I can make a check, whether it's right or wrong, they're going to ride with me. Everybody's going to, go along with what I do and what I say, and that just gives me a lot of confidence. So I just go out there, execute the game plan, play the game as simple as possible. First and 10, get 4 yards of play. I don't have to do too much to be up there with the best guys in this league.
We talked to Coach Elko, Coach John spoke about red zone offense and how much better you guys want to be this year than you were last year. There's 4-point plays, right?
Yeah.
7-3. What are the keys there? What are you guys working on? How can you be more precise?
Yeah, so in the red zone, obviously these are the 4-point plays that you're talking about. And I believe last year we lost by a total of 16 points, lost 4 games, so that averages out to 4 points a game. So if we can score a touchdown in the red zone and instead of kicking a field goal in any of these games, we tie the football game and can potentially win it. So it's very, very important. A lot of people don't look at it like that. I think as a quarterback, me and my receivers really need to pay attention to details. And, in the red zone, a lot of that comes down to film study. So you need to know exactly what you're going up against. That way you can call checks. A lot of our plays, we're going to run this if they give us this. We're going to run that if they give us that. That's how we design our red zone game plan. So the more you study, the more you watch film. Obviously the use of pick and rub routes is huge. So, as long as we get 2 veteran guys out there, they can have a good rub. It's just the little details down in the red zone really matter. You know, obviously it's my job to protect the ball.
Coach Jones mentioned that your velocity has increased, that you're throwing the ball harder. For those that may not understand, like those in the quarterback training, how do you accomplish that, and why does increased velocity and throw matter?
Yeah, so our strength program it's pretty legit. We're definitely doing all the, you know, squat, overhead. We're an Olympic-based program, so I'm definitely getting stronger physically. But mobility is something that a lot of people don't take into equation. I've worked a lot this offseason in back, lat, external and internal rotations in my shoulder. That's the type of stuff that's really going to get you throwing the ball a little harder. Obviously, you know, I'm light years away from having a strong arm, you know, or one of the strongest in the country, but I'm getting better, and, you know, that's all I can ask for.
This time last year, you know, you were carrying a big chip on your shoulder.
Yeah.
Has that chip gotten a little smaller now?
No, I don't think so. I think it's definitely still there. You know, I'll be a lot of opportunities this year for me, a lot of great quarterbacks that I'll be able to go up against, and a lot of people that have us, you know, as the underdog. So that chip's still on my shoulder. You know, I'm going to carry that with me for a long time.
Let's talk about it's almost here. Clemson on Monday night. What's that opportunity?
Yeah, you hit it right there. An opportunity to play on national television on Labor Day. Not much more you can ask for. You know, we got nothing to lose, though. We're going to go out there and play our hearts out. You know, best case scenario, obviously, we go on and win. Worst case scenario, it's just another game. You know, we go on, we learn from that experience, and, you know, we still got 11 games after that at the least. So I can't wait to get out there with these guys. I know everybody's very prepared. Obviously, 17 returning starters. You know, there's no reason we shouldn't go out there and compete and win the football game.
What does having Graham Barton at tackle mean to this offense, considering how steady he's been?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, the offensive line is obviously the most important part of the football game, and having a good left tackle, you know, my blind side just changes everything. You know, I can sit in the pocket a little longer, not worry about anything, you know, on my left side. I'm not sure one time this year I've had to escape in practice, you know, because he's just so dialed in. He's so locked into football. You know, obviously he's arguably the hardest football player that we have, hardest worker, you know, on the field and off the field. So it's great to have him, and he means a lot to this offense, and you know, obviously to me as well.